November 17th. Council members, I've been advised by council that we need to go into an executive session to discuss a personnel matter. Can I get a roll call for an executive session, please? Council is absent. Crump,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Scott Roundtree.
Yes or no?
Yes, I said.
Silva.
Yes.
President
Yes.
Go upstairs. Gotta go upstairs. Gotta go back upstairs.
To those viewing and in the audience, please be patient. We're going to a brief executive session and we'll return shortly. Thank you.
Got it.
And participants in the chamber, thank you for your patience. We are in the special meeting of the Newark Municipal Council on Tuesday, September 17, 2024. Council members, I need to bring to your attention that Council President McIver has resigned as the president of the council. We need to take a vote on who is going to be the council president and who is going to run this meeting.
Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate Councilman Crump to become the president of the council.
Duly
Second.
noted. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, roll call, please.
Council,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Gonzalez. Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Abstain.
Ramos,
Abstain.
Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva,
Abstain.
McIver.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Crump, any opening statements?
Let me first say thank you to my council colleagues that voted and supported me in this endeavor to be the council president. I do endeavor to be the council president and to be a councilman to all here, not just those that voted for me, but I have relationships with all the others who abstained. You know, we're moving into a new era, I will say. And I hope that as a full council that we can support and move the agenda forward. Again, I will be a council president for all, include not just the council members up here, but all the people who are in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a roll call to start the special meeting?
Council,
Yes, present.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
Council President, council members, I need permission to change the order of business to flip to the pre-meeting because we do have an appointment and we have people that have been waiting.
Madam Clerk, before you get started, I just want to, one, be noted as a yes to start the special meeting.
Oh, we forgot you.
That's okay. Ring, you forgot about me, but it's okay. Yes, to start the meeting. And then I'm also going to change my seat.
Certainly.
They're in the pre.
Council President, council members, we are on page 18 of the pre-meeting schedule. Item 8A is an appointment as a Newark Municipal Court Judge, part-time, Samantha J. Mendenhall.
Is Ms. Mendenhall present? Come forward. You have an opening statement?
Yes, good morning. I thank you to the council for considering me for this opportunity today, and also Mayor Baraka for considering me for the opportunity as well. I do believe that I have the necessary qualifications, the requisite qualifications to serve as a part-time judge here in the city of Newark. I currently serve as a part-time judge in the city of East Orange, wherein I am responsible for handling and presiding over all of the matters that are in the municipal court: traffic, criminal, truancy, municipal ordinance violations, et cetera. In the county of Essex, we also have what's called a cross-assignment order. So any judge that is appointed in one municipality in the city, in the county, can sit in any other municipality in the city, and, in the county. And I've had the ability to do so here in the city of Newark for the past 1.5 years. I've presided over every type of case that is present, and I've also built a rapport with the staff and with the other judges that are here in the city in the municipal court. In addition to those qualifications, I also have a law firm that's present. It's been in operation since 2014, and we've been located in the city of Newark since 2018. We're a Black woman-owned and operated law firm. We handle estate planning and litigation matters, and we also provide services to the community through community workshops, where we advise small business owners and anybody who's interested in matters that deal with estate planning. In addition to those qualifications as an attorney and as a sitting judge, I also believe that I have had sufficient participation in the Newark community since 2008. I interned at the ACLU of New Jersey, and 2008 was an exciting time in terms of the election, and I was able to participate in voter registration efforts and know your rights efforts within the city of Newark and in the surrounding communities. Thereafter, I attended Rutgers School of Law, Newark, where we provided different services to the community through free legal services. I volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club here as well, and provided legal programs for students at the Youth House. And as I indicated in my law firm, we also provide workshops for different individuals in the Newark community and also in the surrounding towns. So I do hope that in light of those qualifications, you all deem it appropriate and deem me capable to serve in the capacity of a part-time judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mendenhall. Any council members have any comments or?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. I'd like to sponsor.
Council? It's been moved and seconded.
Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations. You know, I always believe that, you know, in order to make your cipher complete, that you really need a great woman on your team, and I think the city has made a great choice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Council President, I just want to say to Samantha, it's good to see you again. Congratulations. It's a pleasure to have you back with us here in the city of Newark, and looking forward to seeing great things from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Samantha. God bless you. On
Thank
this
you.
journey that you've joined back in with us again.
Thank you.
Next item.
8B is an appointment to the Newark Parking Authority. Vanessa A. Davis.
Please come forward, Ms. Davis.
Good morning, President Council and the council members. Good
Morning.
My name is Vanessa A. Davis. I am a long life resident here of the city of Newark. I am also a retiree from the Newark Police Department with a little over 25.5 years. I currently work in our housing authority area as the overseer for one of the recreational facilities. I am honored to have been given this nomination from our council and our honorable mayor. I feel like I will be an asset to assist and do whatever is needed and required for this position here in the city of Newark. I take pride in my city. I've been here my whole life, and I intend on continuing to do what is needed and required in these in the city.
Thank you. Councilman
I would
Roundtree.
like to sponsor Vanessa
Second.
Davis.
Second, Councilman Kelly. Any other questions or comments?
Council President, I was just going to say, Ms. Vanessa, it's great to see you. Just want to thank you for all of the work that you do in our community each and every day, and looking forward to your service on the Parking Authority Board.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Any question?
Yes,
Council.
Chair. I do also want to, thank Ms. Davis. I think she'll definitely be an asset to the Parking Authority. as a long life activist here in the city of Newark for young people and for the people of this city. I think that, you will bring a definite different lens to the parking authority that will be able to help them and navigate the board in a way that it needs to go. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Davis.
Thank you.
Council President, council members, we are going back to the special meeting agenda. In accordance with New Jersey law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the Star Ledger, the Jersey Journal, and the public at large, establishing the date, time, and location of this meeting. In addition, the agenda for this meeting was disseminated on September 12th, 2024, at the time of preparation and posted on the website of the City of Newark. We've already done the roll call. We are on page 3 of the special meeting agenda. Ordinances, public hearing, second reading, and final passage. Item 6P SFAS is an ordinance granting a 20-year tax abatement to 305 Wilson Avenue Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct a self-storage space in the East Ward. Is there anyone present wishing to be heard on this item?
Anyone speaking on SBSFAS?
Good morning, Police Officer Singleton. You knew we was coming to
morning.
this mic. You knew we was coming to this mic. 20-year tax abatements on the warehouse. Now, tax abatements has stipulations that they supposed to abide by, hiring Newarkers, fair labor. We had this discussion once before, came up with Councilman Ramos, and we didn't want to give a tax abatement. What makes this piece of property for self-storage? Are they gonna give the Newark residents a deduction in the rates? They getting tax abatements, aren't they getting the money from the storage? And if they don't pay, they're gonna auction their stuff off. So why are we giving tax abatements when we don't even have a budget yet? You giving tax abatements, but you can't even tell the residents currently what their taxes will be for 2025, because we still on 2024 budget that's not even complete. If Newarkers, if you didn't just see what happened and realize that this is not government, this is not the way democracy works, this is not what we do in the city of Newark or any city in the state of New Jersey, when you want to put somebody or step down out of a council seat when you didn't even have a budget. You did not even have a budget, it's not even complete. Due by June 30th, yet you're having tax abatements. Tax abatements for what? Tax abatements for what? Got people fighting down DPW because they can't cash their checks. We all saw it across Facebook. Isn't that under finance? HR? People who came up here and didn't even give us a presentation of the budget, an introduction of the budget. Yet, this is what you want to do. You just want to go on like everything is okay. No, it's not. Y'all need to stop. I need to know each and every high school y'all went to, because civics was not taught. History was not taught. And make sure that those principals, grandsons, and grandkids are not in these schools today. This is not what I was taught. I went to St. Vincent's and East Orange High School. This right here, we read ordinances and resolutions at the time. We were able to check and balance and do accounting work in high school. We hire lawyers and attorneys and do all stuff, and yet we cannot get official city business, which I want to go on like it's okay. And we're going to get these tax abatements and all these market rates out. Well, I reported you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Lisa Parker, once again, gifts to developers. Hold this for me. Hold this for me. Thank you. 20-year tax abatement when you have crippled us financially in this city with a deficit of $680 million And that's not including the debt, the money that you borrowed. Yet every time we come to this council, you giving away to developers 25 years, 20 years, 30-year tax abatement. Every time we see urban renewal written anywhere on your ordinances, it's associated with a tax abatement. And yet, you don't have a budget for 2024. You're supposed to be introducing the budget for 2025 now. You robbing Peter to pay Paul because you don't have any money. That's why people's checks are bouncing that work for a living. And the sorry-ass union reps, they're supposed to be there advocating for the people, as well as you, have nothing for the people. Where's the tax amnesty for the homeowners when you gave us a 3.9% property tax increase, taxation without representation? Nothing for the people. We could go back as far as 2018. Every year you submitted a budget, there was a deficit. We don't have services. We got a building over there sitting up there, they can't even complete the project. Ran out of money, being sued by the vendors. No project labor agreement for a living wage and health care for union workers to work on these sites. You don't have here how much you charging for rent, the square footage of the rental for a warehouse. We never get the details, but yet all of y'all do is yes, 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 according to what the dude on the second floor tell y'all to vote on. And whoever is paying into your campaign coffers. Y'all have made a mockery of this forum right here for the people. Cherry picking your little candidates up here, who's gonna seat, and instead of letting the people decide who they want to represent them. Because not nary one of y'all up there represent the people. And we are crippled financially. Let me say that to y'all again, Newarkers. We're crippled financially while they're giving away 20-year tax abatement to their friends and family and developers.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning, Shakir McDougall. First of all, I want to say congratulations, President Crump, on your elevation. I want to tell Ms. McIver, appreciate you doing that. You know, I think that was a respectable thing to do, especially if you're going to seek higher office, allow somebody else to take that spot. So I seen it as a little honorable anyway. As far as this situation, I'm always thinking big picture. In the East Ward, I know, Silva, that's your storage. We need a business down there. They need to be a business down there where there's people working consistently around the clock. Storage, they can go somewhere else with the storage. They could store it up there in the Westwood. I told them over there on South on Jave and Grove, that's where they could have put something, because again, it's close to the highway. You get storage. Again, I'm thinking big picture. Like, we need to, again, seaport, airport, rail. We need to be a vector for transportation of whatever we're doing. The semiconductor stuff, we need to be at the forefront. We need to tell them we come back with a different bidder or somebody else. We need some business down there that's gonna have jobs. I don't think a storage is gonna create many workers around the clock. You got tons of people down there. Those people wanna work. Give them something for they can work. Tell whoever these people are, we need more jobs. We need more jobs. Storage facilities, we got enough for that. Tell the storage facilities they'll build up higher or whatever. But more businesses. I think we need more businesses, and that's how I'm starting this off. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
20-year tax abatement for a storage place. Are y'all serious? Any of you serious about that? You got a new storage building over there by Payne Tech. You fixed the one on First Street. You got 2 over there in the North Ward. You're probably gonna have 7 over here in the South Ward, because you don't care nothing about that. We're not putting no storage place, sir. I just need to let you know, we're not putting no storage place on South Orange Avenue and Grove. That ain't the look we need for our Major Carter. We ain't doing that. I'm just telling you, I'm a West Warder today, right this minute. We're not doing that. We need something thriving on that corner. It's been dead for so long. We're not putting no storage place to ride by and see the orange doors up and down. Nope, not doing it. Just letting you know. What's the rate they're gonna charge? Storage places don't lose business. They don't lose money, because even if you don't pay your rent, they sell your stuff. Come on, y'all. Who's thinking? Who? What are we doing? We don't have no money. Y'all just raised the parking tickets to $90. What y'all doing? Off the backs of us? Off the backs of the people? Y'all letting all these illegal immigrants come in here. Y'all forcing people out their apartments with all those eviction cases at the county there. Y'all watching it. You have done nothing to stop it. You have not passed one ordinance to stop the evictions, so the only person need a storage place is those who being put out. Those who moving from a nice apartment that they had over the South, the West, and the North Ward, big houses, that now got to move into this little crap that you're building, that you can't even fit a twin bed into the 2nd bedroom. That's the only people need a storage place, because they don't want to let go of their things. Come on. Silver ain't personal, but we don't need no storage down there. We don't need a storage. Let them put the storage out on the highway, so when you ride up and down the parkway, we can keep seeing those. We need to worry about the ambiance here. So let me derve over real quick back to the riverfront ordinance last week that you told us was only the 3 buildings. Brand new building right there on McCarter Highway 21. That's riverfront. When I stood up here last week and said to y'all, what's going on with the whole plan? Oh, no, Donna, just the 3 buildings. Y'all lie so much. The building going up now. When I leave here, I will video it so the rest of Newark can see. You're putting a brand new building up. Probably 70 stories right on the waterfront. Why wasn't we discussing that? I know most of y'all don't even know, because y'all don't ride around this city. We don't need any more tax abatement being given. You have already given the store away, all of you. You've sat there and allowed this. Now we fighting over stuff? Because we're going to illegally do things? Well, I guess we illegally got in the Congress seat. We're going to illegally put Larry in this seat, and y'all going to cause us to really fight y'all now.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
That's all we could do when we come up to this mic. Good riddance, criminal cult that's running our slave plantation. Good riddance, criminal cult that is running Baraka's slave plantation. Because that's what you are, a corrupt criminal cult that's running Baraka's slave plantation. That's what you turned the city hall into, a plantation. Before I begin, it's just sad coming here looking at y'all. Tax Abatement Committee, the Equitable Growth Commission, the union leaders, the housing commissions you got here, the Affirmative Action Office you got here, the Affirmative Action Committee, you all are absolute, complete failure. No other way to describe y'all. And all the individuals who doing these reports, the Equitable, Rutgers, Klein, New Jersey Institute of Social Justice, all these disparity reports that you're doing and doing nothing about, you are an absolute failure. To the BA who called on the ban for me to be removed from my public speaking and my public meeting.
Mr. Mamani, please speak to the ordinance.
You are an absolute failure, because the BA, don't he runs revenue, supposed to generate revenue, help the residents, help us with jobs, equitable growth, all this stuff. This is speaking to the ordinance about tax abatement. You are absolute failure. And you think you're going to tell me what to say out of my mouth and speak to an ordinance? I'm speaking about all of this stuff within this tax abatement. But we need an intervention, a federal investigation, once again, into our tax abatement program. That's what we need, Matt Plackins, Attorney General. That's what we need, the comptroller of the state of New Jersey. We've been calling on an independent investigation into our tax abatement program. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? We get no equitable growth, nothing here. And you're not going to tell me what to say out of my mouth, because I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it loud and proud.
Thank you for your comments.
You are a failure.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning. George Tillman, Jr. I'd like to introduce again some legislation, 6F, 6S and FA, the First Source Linkage Program, and 6S and FD, November 18th, 2002, Newark Employment Policy, Newark Resident Employment Policy, and the Newark Employment Commission. And also, I'm submitting the appointments to the citywide Board of Commissions to show that the commission, the Newark Employment Commission, here you go, excuse me. Here's the copies. So the first copy is yours, and the rest is for the council. So I've resubmitted the ordinances again, and I'm under the hope that because you are an attorney at law, that we'll have some better discussions about this legislation and get some better movement in regard to getting this legislation enacted, getting the commission enacted, the Newark Employment Commission, that is a part of the legislation that says that any economic incentive that we're giving out, including this tax abatement, that this commission is supposed to be enacted and a part of this process. And again, I'm coming before this council again to ask that there's an injunction on these tax abatements until the administration and this government is in compliance. Again, that's why I'm submitting the documents to show you the law. And I hope that no one is under the impression that these laws are not in play anymore, because these laws are still on our books and these laws are still supposed to be enforced. And for this reason, I'm going to continue to come here to protest against these tax abatements and any economic incentive that this government is giving out until the administration is in full compliance of the law. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any additional speakers? Seeing none? Roll call.
Council President. Council President,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wanted to say something.
Excuse me, Councilman.
So that area on Wilson Avenue is deep into the industrial part of Wilson Avenue. There's no residents back there, nothing. It's going to be a 24-hour facility. It's going to employ 30 people full-time, because I know there's a question about employment, but it is a 24-hour facility. And right now, I've discussed it before, and I'll say it again, I have no problem. It generates nothing for the city. A piece of land there doing nothing generates nothing for the city. A building there now will generate millions in property tax, will generate payroll tax, will give people jobs. And right now, it was an empty lot doing nothing, not bringing anything of value into this city. And so it's important, I know people try to fight it, but it's important that we generate and create people jobs to make this city a better place. And you may not see it that way, but now that I sit in the seat and I look at the bigger picture, I realize how important it is that businesses come into the city, generate money for the city, which we need badly, but most of all, create jobs for people. And this will create 30 full-time jobs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Silva. And if I could just piggyback real quick, it will add over $5 million to the property taxes. Any other council member? Roll call.
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
6P SFB is an ordinance amending the tax abatement granted to 40 Clinton Urban Renewal LLC for a project to rehabilitate an existing building and create 27 market rate residential rental units and to correct the minimum annual service charge in the financial agreement. Is there anyone present wishing to be heard on this ordinance?
Lisa Parker. Got a photo right here. The former council president sitting in the room with the Paramount Asset Group. Were you there negotiating for them to do this lease agreement? Were you advocating on behalf of the people? Once again, with the political advisor, the council president, and this particular group here, Shalom. Every time y'all sit in them back rooms thinking that nobody knows what time it is, why are they the choice for affirmative action? Why? Why are we continuing to give properties to people and we ain't even looking out for our own? Nobody has an answer to that. But once again, you've all been complicit in all of these ordinances that you put forward, that y'all meet with these groups behind the scenes and they sponsor your events, donate to your campaigns, and then turn around and have the taxpayer pick up the tab for everything that y'all give to everybody else other than Newarkers. These are people that's already in business. They know y'all are featherweights, that's why they get these sweet deals. But the collateral damage happens to the people that pay the cost long after y'all are no longer here. My grandkids gonna pay for it. Once again, y'all continue to make these deals that hurt the residents and nothing for the residents. Don't tell me about you gonna collect property tax, Silver, on anything. Because where the details over the warehouse, you'll always come up with an excuse and a rationale for why y'all are doing things that hurt the people and don't give a damn about it. Always. When you gonna start working for the people? It's time. And Newarkers, if you out there, tomorrow's election day. Don't vote for nobody that don't have your interests. Y'all are disgraceful. Y'all have bastardized this forum, and there's no equal justice here. There's no fairness here. Because every time we come here, we come with the same story. Why you giving away everything to everybody except the people that live here? Shalom. Don't even respect Gaza and the Palestinians. Disgraceful.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Our council advocating for jobs over there in the corner. Silver, you gave $40,000 of our tax dollars to put a gate around a park, a public park. A disgrace. You could have yielded $40,000 worth of rental assistance for the homeless. You could have yielded that $40,000 that you wrapped the gate around our public park. Our public park. You could have used $40,000 to create a job construction program for the homeless, a cleanup program for the homeless. And you got the audacity to sit up there and talk about yielding jobs, yielding revenue. Revenue for who? Jobs for who?
Ms. Bomani.
Construction for who?
Ms. Bomani, please speak towards the ordinance. Ms. Bomani, please speak towards the ordinance. Ms. Bomani,
for who?
to the
What
ordinance.
tax abatement for who? What tax abatement for who? What job equitable for who?
Ms. Bomani,
what?
Please speak to the ordinance.
That's a tax abatement, right? It's about tax abatement. You gonna get your police again on me? Again? What tax abatement for who? There's even no oversight of the tax abatement program, no oversight of the housing equitable, no oversight of nothing in this city. And you gotta come here and talk about yielding jobs, yielding tax base for us.
We are on 16.
This is about us. This is about tax abatement.
BS.
Where's the abatement? Where's the abatement? Where is the abatement for the residents of this city?
Avenue, urban renewal.
Where is the
LLC
abatement,
is what we're
Mr.
referring to.
President? Where's the abatement?
We are referring to.
Where is the oversight of the abatements? Where's that? Where is it? Since you wanted, Mr. President, tell me to speak about the tax abatement. Where is the oversight of our tax abatement program? You gave $3.5 million to invest Newark of our tax revenue that was supposed to go back into the city. And you think we don't supposed to come up here and talk about where's our abatements? And where's our jobs and equitable? You think we don't supposed to talk to that when you give abatements out and we get nothing? Nothing! Are you kidding me?
Thank you for your comments.
No, this
Next
is
speaker.
this bad.
Felicia Austin Singleton. So May 19th, 2021, that means some of y'all wasn't here. It was a flyer sitting outside on the table that said Paramount. And Paramount was actually redoing a building, and the city was leasing office space for affirmative action. The very thing that George come up here. So for now, for you to come up in affirmative action, the IZO, the IZO, all of this goes together as the city. You allow them to come in and put 27, which would mean that they don't have to do the inclusionary zoning, market rate rent. Do you know how much a 2-bedroom going for in East Orange by the train station? $3,900. I want to know who in this room, besides the 6-figure, you know what I'm about to say, people can afford that. Market rate apartments should not be put in, but Paramount, every building they have has a tax abatement. Where are you getting money? Newark, New Jersey is the prime real estate to be. You can get anywhere you want to from Newark, New Jersey. This is prime real estate. You don't have to get into bed with anyone. They should be begging us to build. We shouldn't be giving no tax abatements unless it was at the benefit of the residents. I really can tell you, I don't have the strength in me. This year has been so much, I don't have the strength to really fight y'all no more, but it's wrong. Wrong. Where's your moral compass? Where is I'm looking out for the people that vote me in? 27 market rate rents, and you giving them a tax abate. Tax abatements mean people that they get a reduced rate for a certain amount of time. They pay a little bit of taxes, but we losing money. We already in a deficit. Everybody in this building is not getting paid equally. Everybody in this city is not being treated equally, yet you want to treat the developers like they're the kings and queens, like they coming in. What do they give back to the community? To a grassroots development or a grassroots organization, what are these developers giving back? Not into your city pockets, not the $5 million that building down there in the Eastwood is giving back to the city. What are they putting in the community? And that's what you have to answer at night.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Y'all create this environment. And those of us that live in this city that know the sham and the jig is up, we tired of y'all. Tired of the lies. Because every time we say something, you think you can combat it. Then we come back with the proof. How you think that makes y'all look? Tax abatement. For Paramount? Some of y'all just met with them. What kind of illegal stuff we got going on here? Why are y'all meeting with developers? That's illegal. How many properties does Paramount own? Somebody better come up here and answer it. How many of the properties have tax abatement? Now, Felicia just said all. I know she did her research, but how many buildings? And if you don't know how many buildings they own and how many got tax abatement, how you voting on this? How? Market rent. What do they need tax abatement for? Why are we the only municipality? First of all, we the lowest paid civil service workers in the state. And I can't wait till these workers wake up and come in here on their own as the residents that they are to confront this. This is why we the lowest paid civil service workers. This is why. Because y'all keep making these side deals. It's all about your election campaigns. It's all about your election coffers. They have their kids and their grandkids and the kids they ain't even have yet making donations to y'all so they can keep filling it up. None of you deserve a dime of what they've given you because you poured none of it back into your people. So they're going to give us 27. So they get a 20-year, 30-year. How many years you giving them? 50? I don't know. But how many buildings? And if y'all can't answer that, then why is it on the paper? The boy in the corner keeps dictating the schedule, and you just yes. And what do we get? Nobody in Newark is going to be able to move into that building. So my next question is, how many market rate units are in downtown Newark, let's say from Bergen Street to Penn Station, and how many of them are empty? How many of these corporations get to write off that $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on their taxes because y'all let them? Because you know people ain't coming here shooting on broad market, broad daylight, muggings, drugs. They not moving here. They going to Kearney. They going to Union. They going to East Orange because they're going to be right there by the shop, right there going to Orange. They not coming here. They not coming here. So this going to be the new low income? Because you ain't going to have no other choice but to put the Section 8 people in there to get some kind of revenue. I need to know how many buildings. Ms. Ladd can come up. Mr. P can come up. Larry, you can answer it. I know you don't know, but let's get some answers today.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Shakir McDougald. I guess, so apparently the issue is when this was brought up just now, it would have been nice for them to explain what were you correcting the minimum annual service charge. Now, Mr. Ramos, you're the buildings guy, you know, from what I hear so far, you know, you're the guy about buildings and not. So, you know, I'm smart. I hear with the rate cuts coming that builders specifically are going to be reaping the first benefits. So when y'all hear about the Fed cutting rates, probably going to be a 50% cut. Come on, baby, you know I'm on it. So hopefully, you know, the stock prices they talking about, hopefully a whole full. That's, you know, inflation is going down. And so as long as more jobs, again, Silva, 30 jobs sounds light for as many people you got down there. Them people probably can get some more people working there. They probably need some outside cleaners, inside cleaners. Tell them to add like 30 more jobs on that one. But anyway, these business developers are going to be reaping a lot of benefit from these new taxes that are coming down, whether it's the 25%, whether it's the 50%. So the fact that these people are seeking a correction to this service fee, again, makes me wonder, what is the correction about? Because again, when you're going to go in and correct something, usually you see something down the line that you're going to need to benefit from. And so if they could just explain what the correction was, like, were they paying $50 and now paying $25? Is there a percentage? Is there an annual rate that they have to pay that's going to be decreased? Because again, I think that it's important. Now, when I have my moment, I'll explain to you some things, because it's understanding why the process is the way the process, so you have less implications or people just making stuff up because you've already kind of explained. But at the same token, again, with this minimum service fee, right? Explain why the correction, what is the correction? What was the initial stated? What's this new stated? Because again, just having words, that was another thing that I had with the budget. It was just supposed to be said and name only. That, do the work. It's a lot of work. I'm wondering why people don't want to work. Do the work. Explain, please. That's going to lead less people, because again, I'm paying attention. These developers got all these tax abatements and they're about to reap benefits off these new interest rate cuts. That means they'll be able to make more money on their property. People are going to be disgusted at that, especially if they don't feel like they're getting the quality of life that should come with that. So that's my part.
Thank you for your comments. Any other speakers?
George Tillman Jr. If you can turn to page of the document I gave you, 6S and FD, November 18th, 2002, and turn to section 4, 2:4-20-2, the Newark Employment Commission. 2:4-20.3, established purpose of commission membership. The commission, to be known as the Newark Employment Commission, is hereby established. The commission, which shall meet monthly, shall be responsible for the implementation, enforcement, and monitoring of the Newark resident employment policy in a manner that is consistent and fair with all parties. Mr. President, this is not the first time I've come to this mic. I've been coming to this mic for almost a year talking about this Newark Employment Commission. The issues that the public is bringing to you, these issues are addressed by this commission. There's no transparency between the hiring of Newark residents, this Newark employment policy. There is no oversight, as the speaker said, of these tax abatements, of these economic incentives under our law. How is it that our government is continuing to pass these tax abatements without this component of the law? If you go to the page 18 that I gave you, where it shows the Newark Employment Commission is inactive, which means that there is no commission overseeing this operation and this process, which was introduced in the year 2000. And if you're giving out the tax abatements based on this same law, how are you passing these tax abatements without the components of the law being enacted? So the public coming in here is you hear all this passion and this emotion behind the fact that we are not working. These developers owe our city over $45 million. You just gave away a tax abatement to another developer who owed the city $1.5 million. Where is it that we're benefiting from these tax abatements? We're not benefiting until these components of the law are enacted and are part of this process. because there is no transparency, there is no accountability, and there's no oversight of this law. So at some point, you cannot look at the public in this way as though these emotions and these passions have to be subsided in this chamber. We have a reason for this emotion. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any additional speakers? Any comments from the council? Deputy Mayor, can you come up and explain this matter for the public?
Good morning, Council President, council members.
Good morning.
Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. This item before you is an amendment because we have to change the annual service charge. What happened in 2019 is the owner filed a tax appeal and was successful in that filing. So therefore, the change is actually changing the amount from $99,589.13 and changing it to $51,243. And that was done through the tax appeal process. And so when the tax appeal was successful, we then needed to change the financial agreement to reflect the proper amount. That's what's being modified and being presented to you today.
Thank you. Any other questions, additional questions? Council? Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
It's roll call. Roll call.
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Abstain.
Ramos,
Yes.
Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
6P SFC is an ordinance authorizing the mayor and/or his designee to enter into and execute the sale and transfer of city-owned properties. Is there anyone present wishing to be heard?
Madam Clerk, before we get speakers to come up, can we get the Deputy Mayor to come up and explain this matter?
Good morning, Council President, council members. Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. Thanks for the opportunity to present this to the council. This item is the approval and seeking your approval of 11 development teams who were successful in a competitive process to be awarded 11 sites. So about 6 months ago, the city released a proposal for developers to apply for these 11 sites. It was an elaborate process whereby there were site visits and there was a scoring committee that ultimately presented the final group of teams for these 11 sites as presented before you today. The exciting piece about this is that as we've been preparing with the 11 selected developers, that they are to get to closing by the end of the year and start construction by the end of the first quarter of 2025. We want these teams to move quickly, so we've been working with them to have them move as quickly as possible. The last item I'd say before I close is to say that the other piece that's exciting is this is all about community. We worked hard to have a community partner, but also have a local development partner be part of these teams so that we're focused on equitable development and partnership throughout the city. One last item, if I could, we did ask everyone to attend. And if for those that are in the audience that are being selected, if you could just stand. Okay. We did ask them, thank you for coming. Yes. Council President, I'm sorry for any additional added time, but I just wanted you to see, and the full council could see some of the representatives that did make time today to come. They're very excited. I will say I met with them last week. They might be a little nervous because I gave them such strict deadlines, and I really want them to be successful as our mayor does. And so we want to work with them to get this to the finish line. We're hopeful that the community will be proud of the people who are selected through this process, and will get to build affordable housing throughout the city.
Great, thank you. And so what are they building? What will they be building on these lots? Just overall.
Bear with me one moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So overall, there will be proposed 300 units. And about 250 of those units will be affordable housing, between 30% and 80% of the area median income. There also will be other community benefits, including green infrastructure, a learning center, a safe house, an autism center, and a medical center. Those will all be part of these projects that are going to be community-based, really impacting our wards and our neighborhoods. So we're really pleased about the partnership, and we hope that the council finds it favorably.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
President,
Any questions? Yes. Councilman
I
Casal.
suppose that all of them have the financial wherewithal to do those projects and to be able to close in 3 months.
Yes, thank you, Council President, to Council Member Gonzalez's question. Yes, that was a key part of the proposal that they had to submit, was their financial capability to move the project to each of the phases, as we talked about. When I met with the 11 groups who all came last week, I did emphasize that we want them to be closed by the end of the year, and then subsequently we want them to start construction by the end of March of 2025. It's that important to us, and we need to move quickly.
Mr. Chair.
Councilman Council.
Yeah, I just want to say, first of all, Deputy Mayor, I'm excited about 2 of the projects. 2 of the projects will live in the South Ward, one being the Autistic Center on Clinton Avenue that will combine with housing on the top, and another being another senior location that will have the whole kind of livable roof, exercise center, and places for development. So I'm excited about both of them, and really looking forward to pushing to make sure that they get to closing, one, which is important, and then 2, get through this kind of bureaucratic system so that they can begin these projects so that we can see them in their full fruition.
Council President?
Yes, Council.
Just wanted to say that, one, I echo the same statements as Councilman Council. I'm really excited about these projects. It's nice to see local minority folks here in the audience who are going to be taking these projects to the next level. Extremely excited about the Autism Center. It's been a long conversation in the making. During my first term here on the council, we've been talking about it, and super excited about the work that Nassan's Place does, and now they'll be able to have a home, and definitely here in the city of Newark. So extremely excited. And I just want to say congratulations to all of those who have been selected. I know that the process was not easy, and it was a long process and still a long way to go, but definitely want to support this project. I would like to be noted as a sponsor.
I'll second.
Sponsor. Councilwoman McIver, seconded by Councilman Council.
Council President, if I could just say appreciation to the team that put this together. The Equitable Investments in Newark Communities is managed by Keith Hamilton, and he's had a team of 3 people who have helped him make this happen. So hopefully with positive consideration today, we will have 2 rounds, 16 sites, all moving our city forward. So thank you again.
Thank you. Roll call. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Roundtree.
I wanted to ditto what Councilman Council and Councilman McIver stated. It is so needed. Congratulations to all of those who've been selected But if anyone knows about the autistic community in the city of Newark and how it is not a lot of light shed on the needs and necessities, those individuals that call our office every day looking for housing, looking for services. So I just want to say congratulations to the individual. Nason's Place does so much work in this city, sometimes out of her pocket, consistently finding housing and for homeless individuals, because autistic children, as we know, have real special needs. Not that we don't have other individuals that have special needs, but there's not, it's being differently abled in any capacity. But I truly am passionate about what Nason's Place is doing, and Nadine. So congratulations once again to all of you, but for sure to the Autistic Center that is about to open. God bless you.
No, I'm sorry, Ms. Abubakar, you can't. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, no, that's not, I'm sorry, we haven't even started yet, excuse me. Come to the mic, please. I apologize, It's my first meeting, come on now, all right. Come to the,
Public speaking is now
what I meant.
open.
You know
Is
what I
there
meant.
anyone
You know
wishing
what
to
I
be
meant.
heard on this ordinance?
Come on. All right, everybody, come on now.
Good morning, all. My name is Nadine Wright Abubakar. I am a product of the Newark, city of Newark. I was born and raised here, and I am so grateful and appreciative and humbled by each of you who I have knocked on doors to get open for children and families living with an autism diagnosis in our community. And the reason I started this organization 12 years ago, because I couldn't find programs and services in our community. And I don't believe a zip code should be a reason any of our children don't get the services that they need within their own communities. And I just have to applaud Mayor Ross Baraka and the city council, because you allow those doors to swing wide open by offering autistic summer camp, by offering swimming programs, by offering other services within our community. And I want the people in the community to know that there's work to be done, and you're one of the few municipalities in our county that has opened the doors to make sure that our Black and brown children get the services that they need. The percentage of families that we serve throughout the state of New Jersey is the highest in the city of Newark. And I just want to say, and I want everyone in here to know, our lives of living with an autism diagnosis is not easy. We need services, we need programs within our community. And I want to say thank you to the city of Newark for opening those doors and making sure that you have not forgotten our children, who I call the forgotten ones. So I applaud you and I thank you, and I'm excited about this opportunity for us to have services within our own community, whereas our children will have quality programs, not programs that just throw people in there who don't understand their disabilities, but people who understand what they are living with and what they're dealing with.
Right.
So to you guys, thank you. I'm looking forward to this project. I'm looking forward for the city of Newark to be the model for other underserved inner city communities to follow. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Abubakar. And let me just say thank you personally for what you've done for my family. Next speaker. This is speaking on SPSF CS.
Oh, no, I don't
Yeah.
I just have one inquiry in terms of what was just spoken on with the autistic community. I don't know if it's okay to ask if you can share some information about that, just so that you can make the community aware. I'm not aware of what's going on or the process. If you could just lend some understanding to that, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Next speaker.
I'm confused. Is this ordinance C that we're speaking to right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so help me understand how the authorization of the mayor to transfer properties, Newark property sale and redevelopment without a process. Who is it being transferred to? Invest Newark or individuals? This is like wordsmithing here. And at the end of the day, we don't know, we don't have access to the properties that are being transferred into Invest Newark. I'm not against any organization that's out here doing the work and grinding every day to help our children, our people, and our communities. But this is some nonsense here. Why are we authorizing more access to Invest Newark for the properties that the people don't get to have access to? Explain that one to me. And at the end of the day, Invest Newark is a quasi-governmental agency. Why are they shepherding all of the city properties now into this agency? Let's not get it twisted. Every time y'all come up here, get people, the laborers come here to support an initiative or support these ordinances, it has nothing to do with what y'all are doing on the books with our property and the land. You don't charge market rate for the properties that you sell. $2.7 million for the Kawaida Tower that y'all sold for $23,000 and put us in debt with legal fees of $500,000. Now y'all giving all of the properties to Invest Newark? Every time lying-ass Allison Ladd come up here, she got a story, but she don't never produce no documents. For the time she's been here, every time y'all ask for something year in and year out, I'll get it to you. Well, the public never sees that, nor have we seen the access to the list of city-owned properties. I commend you, community people, that finally got a piece of the pie. But this is something more systemic than that. And y'all are going along with it. And for every one of you up there that are preoccupied on your technology instead of paying attention to the people at the podium, you're a disgrace.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Mr. Chair.
Sorry,
Yes,
excuse
sir.
me. Councilman Council.
Prior to him speaking, it is one thing to, bash insults and derogative stuff at the council, right? I mean, people elected us to do this, but to infer that one of our, administrative people is, in a derogative way, I think we should be mindful of that. And we respect people's right to have their right to speak, to say whatever, but I don't think we should come to the microphone and address people in that kind of derogative way, because if it was done to them, they wouldn't like it. So we got to be respectful. We really have to be respectful. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Councilman Council.
Good morning, everyone. Council, my name is Edwin Ortiz. I am the Executive Director for the Returning Citizen Support Group. I am one of the awardees for Site B. I want to thank you. I want to thank the mayor, Ms. Ladd, Keith Hamilton. The mayor had a vision and to empower the community, specifically Black and Brown community. And when I look at the city council, I'm glad that I see people that looks like me, that represent my community. I'm justice impacted. In 1986, I was sentenced to 30 years in prison. I grew up in Newark. Councilman Quintana, you may not remember, but over 30 years ago, my mother, Olga Ortiz, may she rest in peace, came to you and asked you to write a letter on our behalf for our sentencing hearing. I stand here today because the judge gave me not life, but numbers, and I was able to make it home. So I never, got an opportunity to thank you, but I'm thanking you here today. Our mission, my co-founder, Tariq Richard, where he's at, there you go, over there hiding in the back, is to empower our community, right? So our goal, our mission is to build affordable housing, 100% affordable housing. Our mission is to create co-located services so that we can assist our children and disrupt the school to prison pipeline to empower our youth, because we were once part of the problem, but now we're part of the solution. So together, right? As a grassroots organization, Newark City Council, the mayor, and the community, right? We can fight and bicker all we want. But Muhammad Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. I want to have an impact. I want to change my legacy. I want to empower my community, which is people who are system impacted. But I just want to say thank you. Thank the mayor, Councilman Dupree, because we're going to be building on your ward. We appreciate your support because we have to reclaim our community. And I am grateful and humble to have been considered and awarded a site. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning, Council.
Morning.
My name is Al Tariq Witcher, born and raised here in the city of Newark. I'm a co-founder and director at the Returning Citizen Support Group, a group of justice-impacted individuals. That's my executive director and my brother right there, Chino. We're actually twins. I usually wear glasses so you can tell us apart. I was born and raised here in the city of Newark. I own 3 residential properties in the West Ward, 2 on South 20th Street in what's called the Jungle, and another one on South 14th Street, all number blocks. This project that we're developing in conjunction with Nehemiah Rising, my day job, I'm an organizer with New Jersey Together. We're a broad-based, nonpartisan coalition of about 50 different religious organizations and nonprofits throughout Essex, Morris, and Hudson counties. We have Jersey City Together, which launched in 2016. We have Morris Area Together, which launched in 2021. And we have Essex Together, which launched last year. I am the senior organizer here. We have 18 member organizations, 10 of which are based here in Newark, including churches and nonprofits. We partnered with Nehemiah Rising, which is part of our larger structure, our larger coalition. They're based out of New York. They've developed close to 6,000 affordable housing units, mostly in New York and blighted neighborhoods. We partnered with them to develop over here the site on South 10th Street. We're going to develop 42 units. It's going to be 50% or below the AMI. We're actually shooting for 40% or below AMI. 20% of the units are going to go to returning citizens. The Returning Citizen Support Group is going to own 25% of the units. We specifically asked to develop in some of the worst neighborhoods or so-called worst neighborhoods because we want to be in the hot spots where we can make a difference. We are the ones that used to be a part of the problem. Now we're going to be a part of the solution. When we do the project, we're going to make sure that Black and brown faces are going to be there on the construction site from start to finish, from groundbreaking to ribbon cutting. We're going to make sure that Newark residents are a part of the process. And we really appreciate City Council, Allison Ladd, Keith Hamilton, Elizabeth Siegel, Mayor Ross Baraka for granting us this opportunity because they see the vision, they believe in us, and we support the city and City Council 100%. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Congratulations. So sad they don't see the vision. That's why it took so long. They don't care. That's why it took so long. And when you live here and you know what we're going through, these things have to be said, despite the greatness of your program, despite what you guys are trying to do. These some evil folks here. So guess what? Donna ain't clapping for nothing till I see the brick and mortar happen. Because I know how y'all do. Bring them up here today, black faces. Woo, yeah, we doing something. Woo, yeah, we doing something. Woo, yeah, we gave them something. And then Thursday after the election, y'all will take it all away from them. We know how y'all play this game. We know how y'all play this game very well. So I'm excited because I have a 6-year-old nonverbal granddaughter. Have one. Yeah. So it's needed. You never thought to put in an autistic park in this city. It's the problem. I don't care whether he was sitting up there or not. We wasn't talking about it. Autism been a problem for years. And if you got to, I don't know about them because I need to take my granddaughter. So I don't believe that either. We don't protect what we're supposed to protect. I would love to know where these other properties are because we know the games y'all play. Because the moment they don't curtail to what you want, we know what y'all do. That's why the feds in here. Because of property. That's why y'all in trouble. The boy next door. The boy you keep following. That's why y'all in trouble. That's why they took boxes out of here. Tax office, mortgage, all of that. It's been taken out of here. The county. We know. I hope that the properties you giving these people are free and clean because we know how y'all do that too. Oops. Oh, we forgot. Bill Bishop owns that. We forgot Jeremy Fox owns that. We forgot we gave this to this one because we were sitting in the negotiations to get that money for your coffers. You gave it to them with a handshake, trying to think there's no paper trail. So if these programs go through in these buildings, I'll be amazed. Because you're going to do, hush. Because you're going to do to them the same thing you did to the Valentine lot people. Same thing. See, y'all think people forget? See, people talk because they don't know what they're talking about. We live here. I do this for a living. The dollar houses, what a joke. The program for the people that work for the city, first-time homeowners, what a joke. How many people you did? None. How many properties you've taken back from people? How many people have paid and you've rooked them? And because they don't have money as individuals to take you guys to court, they lose the property. You haven't made one of those people whole, not one. And you've even done it to some of your friends and family.
Thank you for comments. Next speaker.
It's like insider trading here, huh? Insider trading. Selective enforcement is what it's called. No offense to the organizations that's reaping the benefits, because we do need that. But my question is that how's other Norkers that's been doing great things in the community enlightened about this selection process? How was the selection process? Can somebody explain that? How you get selected for this development with all the Norkers that's doing great things in the city? Anybody partnered with Local 55 who came in with a plan to rehab all the vacant properties in the city of Newark? Anybody? Anybody partner with the young individuals and youth bill to build the vacant properties in our city? Anybody thought about partnership with them? I know y'all ain't gonna partner with Women Build, my organization, who got women builders building and in unions and with union books and on union jobs. I know you're not gonna do that, but it's the selection process for me. I mean, like, this ordinance right here, transferring whatever properties to invest in Newark, how are people chosen? How do people know about the developments so they can put their organizations? Can somebody explain that? And y'all ever decide of partnering with Local 55? What's going on with them? With building? Are they still building your vacant properties around the city? Wayne Richardson, where are you? What you doing? Youth Bill, where are you to help build these vacant properties, around the city? Anybody doing that? No, you're sitting here, giving your friends. Most of them is Baraka's. I said that lady got to be some akin to Crump when I said that to Lisa. And she came up here and you said, oh yeah, thank you for doing great things for my such and such. You said it out your mouth. All these are yes people. But the real Norkers that's out there doing stuff, who helping them to get this?
Thank you for your comments.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. And my name is Joyce Ojo. So I'm not really good with public speaking, but I just wanted to thank you guys for giving.
Can you speak up into the mic, please?
Okay. I just wanted to thank you guys for giving my Newark-based, family-owned, minority and women-owned business the opportunity to serve and support the community. My parents have worked in Newark public schools, removing lead and asbestos from Newark public schools since 1998. We were given Site F in collaboration with Urban League. As a resident of Newark and a former student of Rutgers Newark, I see firsthand the struggles many face with homelessness. This development project is particularly meaningful to us as we believe it will play a vital role in addressing the housing crisis. And I just want to thank you guys again for giving us the opportunity.
Good morning, Felicia Austin Singleton. So I done had my little interviews with the people that y'all selected, and I was coming up here to say that it had to be for us, the ones that stood up. And it seemed like a nice plan, but I want to know if the sale and redevelopment plan, is that coming from Invest Newark? Because I don't see that in Invest Newark. And was the Newark Equalities people committee put on this because it says redevelopment? Ain't that part of that redevelopment, the equity plan? Like, y'all not putting it all together. I don't have nothing to say about the developers because I done grilled them and they done gave me answer for answer, never hesitated. I mean, if you prepped them good, but I don't believe so. I believe that they got their heads screwed on right. Y'all don't come with the answers. So I don't know if y'all trying to finagle, like Donna said, or whatever, but y'all gonna meet y'all match because people from Newark are not stupid. You can thank the mayor, you can thank Allison Ladd and Keith Hamilton. I guess Keith Hamilton is the designee. Is that the designee? Because I thought that was Allison Ladd. We can get up here and voice any opinion that we want to about people. We are displeased with your actions. We've been doing this for 10 years. For 10 years, and now you want to bring up a program that's now community organized or now has people from the community, and you want us to be excited about it. 10 years, we've been lied to, we've been cheated, we've been abused. This is like a toxic relationship, abusive relationship. And now you throw flowers at us and we supposed to be happy. I'm happy for these developers, but anything that comes from y'all in housing, we question, and we have the right. It's our First Amendment right. First Amendment of public speaking. We have freedom of speech, as long as we're not defaming your character, as long as we're not saying obscenities about you. And if we do, and it's not true, sue us. We have that right. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Shakir McDougall's here on this one. And yeah, I worked last night, okay? 11 to 7 at the hospital. So understand, I'm here for my people and I'm gonna make sure I make that effort to be here. In reference to this, and so, you know, I have some plans and so I just wanna, contingency plans, right? Because I remember one of the mayor's representatives came up here a couple weeks ago and she was talking about how sometimes things change. And so when you talked about the financial part about it, you know, I would like to know what are the contingency plans that if the finances don't go out? You see what I'm saying? Because what I think about is, you know, somebody, you don't got the money. We've seen that happen, but then somebody else come in and take that property and use it for another resource. Like, are there contingency plans in place to where as though these properties have to be these exact things? You see what I'm saying? Because again, for you to expect something to come and then they're like, oh, well, we couldn't get the money up or the money didn't come through. Or I think, you know, even the weather can be a situation. So what happens if there's a storm and they don't get to start by spring? What are the contingency plans in place that these people have to do what they say they're gonna do? And if they don't do what they said they're gonna do, there are gonna be repercussions. Because again, false hopes, again, these people are talking about, people have been lied to. And so to have false hopes and thinking, again, right there on Clinton Ave, okay, and Chadwick, they were supposed to be development center or whatever was supposed to be there, right next to the the laundromat. There's supposed to be stuff there, and it's been rubble. So they tore stuff down and proposed that they were going to build stuff, and they haven't built it. And then you wonder why the community is just despaired. Because again, you promise people something, you should be on record that I'm going to do it, and if I don't do it, this is what's going to happen. So I mean, I think that's reasonable to ask. So as well as and I think what one of the people was saying, again, it's a little wordy, and I think it's on purpose. But I guess my question would be, you know, as a man and who plans to be in leadership, why is it always directing the responsibility on somebody else to put their name on it, on these agreements? Like, you should be able to stand up and say, I want this and I'm gonna stand on it. And I'm not gonna delegate responsibility for somebody else to do it. If this is what I believe in and I want done, then you should put your name on it and you should be doing it. So I would think that that's something, you know, he should consider. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
George Tillman Jr. I'd like you just to go to 6S and FA on page 3 when it talks about economic incentives. And I want to direct your attention to item number 3, city property, which is coveted for a private sale for or nominal consideration, which shall be annual market value of $25,000 or more. So again, I just say that just to let you know that these land sales also fall under these economic incentives, and also that commission is a part. This is supposed to be overseeing this process as well. I'm in agreement, of course, with it. One of my groups was successfully got some developments in the Central Ward, and we're going to be starting developments in a couple of months. And I posted it that we're recruiting applicants from 18 to 25. We also opened a job policy office right here in 17 Academy Street in the Central Ward for those projects, the way it's supposed to be done according to the ordinance. So even though my group is a part of this process with these land sales and this redevelopment, I'm still in protest of this government not being in compliance with these laws, because even though good things happen, because I'm able to go out and hire Newark residents, I'm able to set up an office in Newark to set up developments in the Central Ward, which these developers are supposed to be doing as well, because there's a responsibility to hire Newark residents. There's a responsibility to the ward council to see these developments in your ward, in South Ward. There's supposed to be a Newark resident job policy office, just like the one I set up in the Central Ward. I'm not a councilman, but I got developments in the Central Ward to make sure that Central Ward residents in Newark are working on those projects. That's the way this process is supposed to go forward. So I'm asking this council, yes, pass this, absolutely. But we have to get to the business of monitoring residency job policy. Without this commission, developers are going to continue to not pay our city. Without this commission, they'll continue to not pay Newark residents, hire Newark residents. So until we get our commission, Newark Employment Commission in place, we have to address this, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any additional speakers? Can we get some follow-up from Deputy Mayor? In the meantime, are there any questions or comments from the council? At least 2 specific issues, Deputy Mayor. One, is there a deed restriction on these sales, and the selection process?
Yes, Council President, council members, Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. Yes, the process was publicly released, and all notices were released publicly for anyone who was interested in participating in this program, both round 1 and round 2. Not only was it on our website, but it was also done through social media, and I believe there was a notice in the newspaper. So all of the stuff is available. And I really encourage people who are listening, beyond those in chambers as well, to participate, because there's so much good work that's happening. And that sometimes you may hear repetitive information about how there isn't access, but there absolutely is access to anyone interested in doing equitable development in this city. Second, the property list, Council President, as you may know, is publicly listed on our website, and it has been. It is updated quarterly because things change. Because people ask to submit for a letter of interest, and anyone can also apply. I don't believe we received many from those that are here in chambers, but if we receive them, we absolutely look at them strategically and we move them forward. But the list changes. It changes every quarter because that's the nature of real estate. The third part is there will be deed restrictions on the property, and they will be at least 20 years for the affordable housing. I'm sorry, Council President, one last thing for clarity. I heard Invest Newark mentioned many times. Invest Newark has nothing to do with this effort. These properties are being sold directly to the 11 selected development partners from the city, pending your consideration.
Thank you. Any follow-up questions or concern from the council? Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thanks.
Roll call.
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Absolutely, yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Scott Roundtree.
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
President Crump.
I'm actually going to abstain. My wife is actually on the board for Nason's Place, but I do support all the different projects.
6P, SF, D, and E are traffic ordinances. D is an ordinance amending the traffic ordinance by changing the permit parking hours on various streets in the East Ward, sponsored by Councilman Silva, second by Councilman Gonzalez. And E is an ordinance amending traffic by changing the meter parking hours on Ferry Street in the East Ward, again sponsored by Councilman Silva, second by Councilman Gonzalez. Is there anyone present wishing to be heard on these ordinances?
I'd like to ask the councilman, what hours are you instituting permit parking? Because I think the last time we were here, and this was deferred, you were talking about something like 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. How is that helpful to the residents in the Ironbound that can't find parking now? The parking authority don't work during those hours, nor do they issue tickets, nor can we get the parking authority to address the illegal parking going on in the city right now. So how is this helpful to the homeowners that live there when you're compounding it with the Iberia project and all the other projects you got going on in the East Ward? How is this being helpful? If you said permit parking Monday through Friday, up to Sunday, Saturday, whatever it is, during the day and the evening, permit parking, that makes sense. But when you are putting an ordinance for something that don't make sense on hours that the parking authority isn't even working, tell me how that's helpful to the residents.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker. Seeing none, Councilman Silva.
Yes. So this is a culmination of 2 years of meetings with my residents that I hold every quarter. And one of the things that was always brought up was permit parking. So when my residents, because the East Ward is a working class community, go to work every day, anybody could park there. When they get home from work at 6 p.m., they find a parking space close to their home instead of having to park 3, 4, 5 blocks to get back to their home. Some of them work late and have to walk alone 3, 4, 5 blocks to get home. So this way, it creates more parking in front of and on the street. So this is 2 years of the community advocating to me to try to make this happen. We were doing, prior to me getting there, we were doing streets when people wanted permit parking on their streets, they would submit a petition and sign the petition. And so we were doing a street here, a street there. This is the first phase of a pilot, if it works, between Union Street and Merchant Street from Lafayette over to Market Street. So all those side streets, whether it be Union, McWhorter, Prospect, Jefferson, Adams, Monroe, Madison, Van Buren, Polk, Merchant Street, will get these signs posted. I hope engineering could get these put up as quick as possible, because what's happening, like I said, my residents are having to park 3, 4, 5 blocks away. During the day, we haven't decided yet if it's going to be 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So when Councilman Silva gets home at 6 p.m., I'm just using myself as an example, there's a parking space. When I leave for work in the morning at 6 a.m., which most of my community does, 5, 6 a.m., the parking is open for businesses, for people to come and park on the side streets, to utilize the businesses on Ferry Street or off Ferry Street. So these are the hours that my community felt were the necessary hours to create permit parking. So again, it's a pilot program. If it does work, I hope to implement it throughout the East Ward, throughout the Ironbound. So again, my residents, when they get home from work, don't have to park 4 or 5 blocks away.
Thank you, Councilman Silva. Any other comments or questions? Roll call.
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos, absent, Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
Council President, I would also like to thank the BA, his support on this, our engineering director for supporting this. I appreciate them working with me and getting this done.
Thank you. So noted. Thank you. And I apologize. I'm used to voting out after Councilman Council. Next item.
7R8A through C are all waiving special event permit application fees. A is for the Essex West Hudson Labor Council's annual Labor Day Parade, sponsored by Councilman Quintana.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilwoman Roundtree.
B is for the Halsey Street Festival, sponsored by Councilwoman McIver.
I'll second that one.
And C is the St. Paul Sound of Praise, a September to Remember Community Block Party, sponsored by Councilman Council.
Second by Councilman Gonzalez.
Roll call?
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos absent, Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
Council President, council members, it is 11:53. We're at the end of the special. We do have a in preparation for tomorrow's meeting. The question before the council president, council members is, do you want to take a minute to go through this agenda? And that way hold the public speaking to the very end, or do you want to
Let's go through the agenda.
go through?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll call to
The roll
adjourn
call
the
to end-
special?
To adjourn the special. Need a roll call to adjourn the special or to move forward.
Council,
The public speaking will follow immediately after the
Yeah.
Roll call?
Council,
Yes.
McIver,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Quintana,
Yes.
Ramos absent. Scott Roundtree.
Yes.
Silva.
Yes.
President Crump.
Yes.
Council President, council members, we need 1 minute for the Tidwells to adjust for the pre. Council President. It's okay. Council President, council members, we are on page 4 of the pre-meeting agenda. Item 5, reports, recommendations of city officers, boards, and commissions.
Any questions, comments? Seeing none?
Ordinances on first reading. 6P SFA is an ordinance amending the facade improvement program by amending eligible facade improvements and forgiveness of the repayment of the facade improvement loan, sponsored by Councilman Council, second by Councilwoman Scott Roundtree.
Any questions or concerns? Seeing none?
6P SFB is an ordinance amending closing cost program to increase the term of the loan and accordingly decrease the percentage of the forgiveness amount for each full consecutive year after closing in which the subject property is the primary residence of the borrower until the closing cost loan is fully satisfied. Sponsored by Councilman Council, second by Councilman Kelly.
Any questions? Seeing none?
C is an ordinance granting a 20-year tax abatement to 369, 378 18th Avenue Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct 11 market-rate residential rental units with 1 affordable housing rental units in the Central Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none?
D is an ordinance granting a 25-year tax abatement to Riverfront Quarters Urban Renewal LLC for a project to construct 64 residential rental units in the East Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none?
E is an ordinance amending parking prohibited at all times to prohibit parking at all times on Beecher Street on the east side between West Kenny Street and Halsey Street in the Central Ward, sponsored by Councilwoman McIver, second by Councilman Quintana.
Any questions? Seeing none?
F is an ordinance amending parking or standing prohibited in areas at certain times for street cleaning to prohibit parking at certain times on Beecher Street on the west side between West Kenny Street and Halsey Street in the Central Ward.
Any questions? Seeing none?
G, an ordinance amending cannabis to permit and regulate adult use and licensed cannabis establishments, sponsored by Councilman Kelly, second by Councilman Council.
Any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Would you like, Councilman Council?
We had a cannabis committee meeting this morning, and through that conversation, we wanted to ask of the administration, is there a way that we can create an office of cannabis affairs that can look into the matters that are going around, especially with some of these convenience and smoke shops and other places who are selling things that they should not be selling without the proper permits, looking at revenue generation, and then also having a real laser eye focus on what is going on at the state level in terms of, turning around applications, information, and trying to enhance what it is that we need to do as a municipality to be in front of these issues.
Mr. BA.
Good morning, Council President, to Councilman Council. The administration is looking now into establishing a separate office to address cannabis, smoke shops, and entities that are operating without the appropriate licensing. And to your point too, to make sure, pull the mic up better, I'm sorry, to make sure that the state process is streamlined as much as possible, or at least that we are laser focused, I think is the word you used, in making sure that the applicants here in the city of Newark get through the state process as well as the city process with as few hiccups as possible. So your suggestion is under consideration right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, as I understand, you're not supposed to smoke the weed on the streets. They say you're supposed, it's legal, but it's not supposed the same way that you're not supposed to drink on the streets. So why is it isn't the police enforcing the law?
I'm not sure I'm prepared right now to adopt that position. I'm certainly prepared to have a discussion with the Director of Public Safety to bring to his attention your concern that enforcement of smoking marijuana in public needs to be stepped up. I'll bring that to his attention.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, concerns? Thank you, Mr. Biase. Moving on.
6PSFH is an ordinance authorizing the mayor and/or his designee to enter into and execute an agreement with Bygomes LLC for the sale and redevelopment of city property.
Any questions? Seeing none?
I is an ordinance amending rent control by making various corrections, sponsored by Councilwoman McIver, second by Councilman Kelly.
Any questions? Seeing none?
Resolutions. 7R1A is a temporary emergency appropriations to provide a temporary emergency appropriation for the Sub-Regional Transportation Planning Program.
Any questions? Seeing none?
B is the return of a gift to provide for the return of the Mother Cabrini statue, sponsored by Councilman Silva.
Any questions? Seeing none? What, we need a second for that, right? You said Councilman Silva?
Yes.
A second? I'll second it.
7R2A through C are private sale redevelopment agreements. A is to create a side yard for the adjacent owned property at 140-142 Leslie Street in the South Ward.
Mr. Chair, we're going to ask that this item be deferred. We make an adjustment and some amendments with the Department of Economic Development.
Deferred, do we keep the, from council, second?
A second.
Councilman Gonzalez.
B is to use existing lot to provide parking to adjacent property in the South Ward.
Councilman Council.
And I ask that this item be deferred as well.
Second for deferment.
Second.
Second by Roundtree, Councilwoman Roundtree.
C is to provide for new construction of a two-family home and rehabilitation of a three-family home to sell at market rate to City of Newark employees in the South Ward.
I'm going to ask that this item be deferred as well.
Sir, second for deferment? Second. Second by Councilman Kelly.
7R2D is acceptance of grant funds. 7R2D and E are both acceptance and application of grant funds. D is for the production and preservation of affordable housing. And E is for the identification and removal of barriers to affordable housing production and preservation.
Any questions?
Council President, I just, I know this is going to be voted on tomorrow, but I just want to, one, in spirit and in light, thank late Congressman Donald Payne Jr., who was vocal and advocate about us getting these two grants that we're going to be voted on to accept tomorrow, more federal funding to support affordable housing and housing here in the city and our housing initiative. So definitely in spirit, we should be thanking him even in his absence, body on earth, because work is still being done that he advocated for the city of Newark on behalf of.
Absolutely, Councilwoman McIver. If we, a question with the 7R2E, Deputy Mayor, just an overall, I guess, high-level breakdown of the grant funds for that, the $4 million.
Yes, Council President, thank you, Allison Ladd, Director of Economic and Housing Development. So the first item is $8 million, and this was a direct congressional appropriation that Councilmember McIver spoke about by our late Congressman Payne. The purpose of us bringing it to you today is so we can accept the grant. And then thereafter, we'll be able to work with the council on how we spend the funds. It is $8 million, and in our conversations with HUD, the office that's managing this, it's very flexible, and we'll be able to do a lot with this $8 million that our late congressman was able to allocate to the city of Newark. So at this time, there is not a specialized list, whereas the second grant, the $4 million, does have a specific budget allocation for each of the 4 million there.
And as you move forward with the allocation of these funds, I'd appreciate if you could share that with the council so we're aware of what's going on with those funds.
We would be happy to, Council President.
Thank you. Any other questions? Next item.
7R2F is a motion to defer this item. 7R3A is to provide construction management and inspection services for the Ironbound Roundabout Safety Improvement Federal Project.
Any questions? Seeing none?
7R8A will be deferred. 7R8B is recognizing and commending resolutions. 7R8C is expressing profound sorrow and regret.
Any questions, additions? Seeing none? Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Kelly.
Yeah, sorrow and regret. I just want to add Miss Edna's mother, Miss Somerville, Aviola. If I'm saying her name wrong, I apologize, but her first name is Miss Avoirl. Miss Somerville. She lost her mom. I want to add that, please.
Duly noted.
So I'm going to add that to the, thank you. Thank you, Councilman Kelly. Anything else?
Yes, can we also add Frederick L. Washington to sorrow regret? That is the late husband of Keisha Raspberry, who is one of the supervising administrators in the director's office of Department of Recreation, Cultural Affairs, and Senior Services. So we want to send our condolences to her and her family on the loss of her ex-husband.
Thank you, Councilman Council. Any additional? Seeing none?
Communications we dealt with earlier at the top of the meeting. 8C on page 19 is an ordinance amending a lease agreement with El Cid Properties LLC for the purpose of updating and amending recitals.
Any questions from the council? Anything from the administration on this? No? All right, moving on.
8D is an ordinance amending traffic permit parking by adding Adams Street between Oliver Street and Walnut Street on the west side of Adams Street daily from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the East Ward, sponsored by Councilman Silva.
Second? Second by Councilman Gonzalez. Councilman?
Yeah, I just want to explain this. So this is what happens when a street that's off the beaten path and away from what I'm trying to do off the side streets on Ferry gets a petition and submits it. Now they have permit parking, but everyone around them doesn't. And so now this becomes a situation for the other streets that are surrounding Adams Street to find a parking spot. Because all those people that were parking on Adams Street before, who may have lived a house or two in on the side street, can no longer park on Adams Street. And that's why I think it's important that we do section by section instead of street by street, because then it creates a problem for people living in that area and they can't park. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman Silva. Councilman Gonzalez.
Yes, the parking authority had at one point in time indicated that they were going to do parking by sections. I don't know what happened to that. They say it was supposed to be a section, let's say A in the North Ward would include a lot of streets. The same would happen throughout the city. I don't know what happened with that, but it's something that comes to mind now that you are doing it in the East Ward.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam Clerk, can we send a note to the parking authority to see where this is, or if this is something that they are working on right now?
Certainly.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none?
Council President, council members, we are now in a 30-minute public speaking portion of this meeting, where each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name for the record. Is there anyone wishing to address the council?
Ms. Bradley?
Good morning, council members. Hello, my name is Fakira Bradley, and I want to state this. Not one of us are flawless. Each and every one of us have flaws. So what I'm about to say, you can take it and run with it if you want to. I don't care. This is for the people in the back over here. Keep my business out your mouth, and I'm going to say it like that. So, hello, my name is Fakira Bradley, a high-risk interventionist. I've been attending these meetings for the last couple of years in good faith, even though the odds were stacked against me. I am with a child, first and foremost, and under extreme stress due to the negligence of CNC management, the housing authorities of Newark, New Jersey, amongst a bunch of other people. I've been residing at 200 Georgia King Village for the last 4.5 years. I'm grateful, even though I was supposed to move about 4 months ago. Deborah Maxson was supposed to secure my unit before August 19th of 2024 to no avail, no unit. And a notice from Tierra Thomas, who lies under oath, the property manager at 250 Georgia King Village, who's going to jail for perjury, meaning lying under oath. I have concrete proof set in stone. I need more time to find me a place on my own. In fact, it is not my fault, all that I'm going through. It's due to the fact that I caught on to them bamboozling me, scamming me, robbing me, bullying me, harassing me, physically attacking me twice. 2 people who were sent to try to destroy my character. Lies will never destroy the truth. I'm being provoked to act out of character. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I already started my process, you know what I mean. All I asked was my rental portion to be properly deducted. They got upset and sent a couple of more people, one of them who I just mentioned, Deborah Maxson, to destroy the rest of my mental and physical health. Not gonna happen. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, right? Tierra Thomas, Daisy Marudas, Deborah Maxson, the lawyers of CNC Management and Newark Housing Authority. I need my voucher. I've been holding my voucher for the last 4.5 years. I'm not the type of person that moves from here to here. I got every rent receipt. They scammers. They're embezzlers. They coming to lock my door. You got the, excuse me? Sharish gave them the copies.
Yeah.
Tierra in his hair, my messages, Deborah Maxson, Tierra doing side bribes. I got the concrete proof. They better not come lock my door because I'm gonna be at the Robert Street. I am a productive gangster, a high-risk interventionist, right? And I'm with child and I take care of my grandkids.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
I'm going here.
Liars, cheaters, and stealers.
Heartbreak.
You want to restate your motion in full?
My motion is that we disregard or absolve ourselves from voting for an individual to fill former Councilman Payne's vacated seat, and that we allow the voters of Newark to decide who should sit in that seat in a special election.
Mildred Crump, second that. We didn't get a special election for Mildred's empty seat. Crump, you went and sat there temporarily, said you wouldn't be seeking re-election or fulfilling that seat. We didn't get a special election for that. We are done with you cherry picking who represents the people. Because at the end of the day, whether she gives up that seat and you sit in it, it's nothing more but the same of what we've been getting. Lying, stealing, cheating, and not representing the people. Today even in a special, we supposed to have speaking portion after your special, and we supposed to have speaking portion after the regular meeting. All of this executive sessions, bastardizing the public forum, suppressing the people from having a voice, and then to have you, the representatives, represent our interests. That was from when you tried to seat somebody, and at that time, it was Raz J. Baraka speaking from my phone. What he said, let the people decide who should be representing them. And last I checked, you got parking authority. You got the dynasty from your mama on the Passaic. You a principal in Brick City Peace Collective and a councilman. Tell me one job you doing efficiently and effectively that impacts the people. All of y'all been sitting up there year in, year out, never passed one piece of legislation to help the homeowners. But every time we come here, y'all giving gifts away to your friends, to your family, the property, the land, the contracts, the deals. When y'all gonna start representing the people? Tomorrow's an election day, people. Don't vote for nobody that's been sitting here that ain't never had your interests.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Manera El Bumani. Once again, I'm gonna say good riddance, corrupt cult that's running our government. The Tax Abatement Committee, once again, the Equitable Growth Commission, the union leaders, the Housing Commission, and the Economic Development land grabber. Where's she at? Where's she at? That's running our government. You are absolute failure, and there's no other way to describe you. The economic land grabber, you need to do a better job with advertising our city-owned properties and land to Newarkers and to local businesses and to other community organizations. Now you got up here and, you know, whatever you talked about, and the list was here, the list was there, the list was there, and here and there and there. But the list ain't given to the homeowners here. The list is not given to the local businesses here. The list is not given to other community organizations here. Where is the list? Do a better job at advertising the list to other people besides Baraka, friends and family. And now the president, friends and family. Another thing, the former Orange attorney, Eric Pennington, resigned from the following for withholding federal investigation subpoenas into an ongoing allegation of wire fraud, misuse of federal funds, and other alleged crimes. Now he's withholding our budget, and also a failure to present our budget in a timely manner. Okay, where's the pink slip? This man gets almost $300,000 salary off the backs of local people here. This is unacceptable. This is a travesty, and something needs to be done. Now, what's going on with our budget is this horrible, unacceptable. And then another thing, under the US 18242, deprivation of rights under color of law. That lady right there, she should be under a federal crime, charged with a federal crime. And a person that violates a person's rights under color of law, this is their penalty. They should be fined and also should be in prison for no more than a year. That is a federal offense. Deprivation of rights is a federal offense. How are you skating out of here
Thank you for
without
your-
a
thank you for
criminal
your
allegation?
Comments, Ms. Bomani. Next speaker.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to Council President and the fellow council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
Please state your name for the record, please.
Certainly. My name is Callie Phipps. I am president of Ivy Hill Neighborhood Association. I live on Tuxedo Parkway in the Ivy Hill section of Newark in the West Ward. The reason why I am here is to advocate on behalf of the residents that live in the Ivy Hill area by the park. We are revisiting an issue that we've been having of regional urban flooding. We thank you for the attention that you did address to it earlier on a few years ago, and we were hit with Hurricane Ida, or should I say Superstorm Ida. The challenges that we're having at the moment is with increased rainfall that we've been having, and it's not going away. It seems to be getting worse. The rate of the water that is falling in our areas is devastating our region. Although we may be at a high point, the urban flooding that has been created from the construction building that's happened with Seton Hall University, that water is pouring into the park. Those pipes are flooding the park. The water then falls from there. It flows down our streets. The rate is crazy. I myself walked the streets when we had a heavy storm about 3 weeks ago, just so I could lay eyes on. They say it starts at the park. Is that really what's happening? I had to take video of the amount of water that went over the curb and is just flooding down the streets. The surface flooding has gotten to the point where people have had to walk knee deep in water, and it wasn't just regular water, it's sewage water. So I do want to say thank you, first of all, because I don't want to be remiss on this. You guys did install flow meters to check out what's happening with the waters underneath the ground. The problem we are dealing with is the surface water. There was so much water that was flowing off of everyone's driveway, you could almost lose your footing just walking. That is the rate that this water is falling. The construction that happened at the park, the pipes are not big enough to carry that water. What it was intended for years ago, our weather pattern has changed. Homes are getting flooded. A woman had 18 to 21 inches of sewage water in her basement. I had to turn around and walk back because the water was getting too high and it was no longer safe. So we're asking for, yes, you installed original catch basins. We thank you. We've heard that you guys will be increasing the sewer lines. We thank you for that because the water is inundating the pipes. The problem from the surface water, though, we need more catch basins. That water is blowing straight past, it is not going down, and the surface water that goes into the sewer line manhole covers is inundating that and bringing that sewer water up. So we need help. So I'm here to raise that concern and to just ask for more help. We thank you for the plans that you are already making underway. We thank Director Kareem Adeem for being responsive and hearing us, but we still need more assistance. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Felicia Austin Singleton, that more than them pipelines. When y'all gonna listen to me, I won't ever know. You still gotta clean them catch basins. Eric, you didn't give me that schedule when they clean the catch basins, nor did y'all do anything about it. The scene you saw in the chambers earlier, that's an aggravated, frustrated resident upon the flunkies that say they're connected to this administration. You know that I have been fighting with that person. It just pleases my heart to see that the lies are coming out, but you don't want to hear it. This is what I get frustrated with a lot of people cursing me out because they're aggravated, they're frustrated, they don't have representation. And then you got people coming around saying that they represent you. They're on behalf of you, the council or the mayor. I wasn't worried about that, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what your responsibility is to do. The right of representation in councils, and this is from the New Jersey Supreme Court. The right of representation in councils of government is one of the most fundamental perceptions of democracy, and indeed was animated principles that gave a rise to our republic. Perhaps level of government more directly touches the lives of the people than a municipal government. Although this appeal, and they're talking about the appeal for a municipal vacant seat, although this appeal may arise in a partisan scrotum between factions, it also can happen within political parties and a nonpartisan when a seat is at stake. It is the right of the citizens to have a voice in their government and their choice of representation. That's from the New Jersey Supreme Court. And all I'm asking you guys is to do what's right. You know well, I'm not gonna say you know the laws. You're supposed to be reading those ordinances and you should be voting as if you were on the other side of here, not voting on what other people have to say. We've been telling you about them pipes. Ivy Hill and Seton Hall been flooding. I keep telling you, the more you build, if you don't reconstruct the pipes, you're gonna cause an overflow. That's the sewerage. Passaic Valley is not equipped to handle it. He should tell you that. Tell him, Larry, the pipelines that go to the Passaic River, it can't handle it. Newark is not big enough. And if Kareem don't know, I'll show him too. I don't have no problem with him, but I'll show him too. At the end of the day, it's a problem with your sewer and your storm drain runoffs. And you won't get it fixed. I gave you Georgia King Village, scored a 22 on HUD. I gave you up there Seton Hall. Come on, bro, we can beat them. We can beat all of them.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good morning, Donna Jackson.
Good morning, Ms. Jackson.
Sad day in this city. Because y'all gonna just do what y'all want to do. Don't care nothing about the people. And Mr. Crump, it ain't personal, but we sick of y'all doing what you want. You know this community is not supporting none of you up there. The little bit of support that you guys have is reflective in your election numbers. 60, 70,000 people per ward, and none of you top 20,000. The mayor only made it to 13,000. We can't stand y'all. And this is the reason why. No cap on evictions. You have no idea what's going on out here in the community. What happened to the 2 officers that was running at the last council meeting on Broadmark? You do anything? Is Fergie still working? Who was held accountable? How are children running and you running with our children? That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Somebody shooting and you running. I'm paying you to be the cop. Unacceptable. Why is Fergie still here? I refuse to call him Fabergé or whatever the heck his name is. I don't care. Why do we keep having these inept directors who don't know what they're doing? Now, residents, you need to understand why your trash is not getting picked up, because this council right here is not doing anything to ensure that the workers at DPW get paid. So now they're pulling people from public buildings to go pick up your trash. That's why I'm sitting out there, because they're in revolt, because they're not getting their overtime in a timely fashion. Not that this is something that just happened, but this is on your watch. Still, children from the summer youth program have not been paid. Some got one check and not the other. How people that work for DPW getting paid out of the summer youth program? How? What kind of illegal stuff? Oh, I guess, you know what? Raz got to pay for the resort and the hotel over in Ghana. Okay, I get it now. Y'all just taking all the money and doing what you want to do with it. You're a part of it. You vote yes to this stuff. And yeah, it hurts, but we tired of y'all too. We tired of it. The people in the community know the truth. They live here. They live here. Do the sewer cleaning trucks even work? When the last time we bought some new ones? Y'all charging all this money in the water department. 30% increase on the water. Y'all just get it. Oh, we're gonna have a 30%, 20% increase on the water. 2017, we're gonna increase your water bill by 30% so we can pay for the lead service lines, and then did nothing to reduce that once the $100 million came in from the feds. Thank you, Donald Payne and Donald Trump. And then the $120 million y'all got from Jody that we didn't even need. Come on. Come on. Put a moratorium on evictions, put a moratorium on these rent increases, help the families that live here, because your workers that work here don't even make $30,000, $40,000 a year on your watch. And you worrying about $20 an hour, that's only $800 a week. Rent is $2,000 and $3,000.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Good afternoon, George Tillman. I just wanted to share a bit of information regarding some things that we're doing in the community. Currently, we are taking some applications from Newark residents from the ages of 18 to 25 for some upcoming construction developments in the Central Ward. I'm the contact person. You can reach me at 973-583-0033. That's 973-583-0033. We're looking for 18 to 25-year-olds, men and women, preferably in the Central Ward right now because those developments that we do have are in the Central Ward. However, we are looking for Newark residents citywide because we're looking to do developments all over the city. There is on-the-job training that we are offering for qualified individuals. We're asking that any churches, nonprofit organizations, community-based organizations reach out to us so that we can continue to build our community workforce so they can participate in these projects throughout the city of Newark. Again, my number is 973-583-0033. We're recruiting Newark residents from ages 18 to 25. I ask that you contact me immediately because those developments are coming up very quickly. We are going to ask that most of those that have no experience, we will be putting them into some classes that are being offered, the OSHA 30 classes, which are very important, that each individual learns about safety regulations before they go on those construction sites. So with all that being said, I look to join with the council members in the other wards because what we're doing in the Central Ward with this job policy office. Sometimes the community has to do things when the government don't do them and have to do them ourselves. However, I do like to work with the individual councilors in their wards so we can set up these things in your ward so that your residents in your ward can work as well on those construction sites. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Yes, good morning, all. Two things. Our rights are being disrespected, our unalienable rights, and I'm going to be speaking more on this. I sent a follow-up email, and again, I just want to remind you on record, Councilman Silva, that I still want to be a part of any safety efforts and meetings to help out in our community in that way. I want to also put on record again, as well as the email, that I want to be involved in any educational efforts that Councilman Ramos is leading up, because our kids are not being educated, and it's going to lead to a future of uneducated citizens and uneducated voters. And this is how we get people in place, right, who are not protecting what it is that we want and need as citizens. It's not about how people come up and say what they have to say. It's about what it is that they're saying. And when you come to a place of leadership, you should be able to address what's going on from an emotional maturity standpoint, and not about your feelings or emotions, but about hearing what the problem is, right? And not the way that it's delivered. And that's not happening now. And it's proven to be extremely detrimental to us. We have illegal immigrants that are in this country when we have a process, and we have leadership that is promoting that. And in promoting that, my concern is that democracy and our rights are just getting pushed totally off the table, and that can't continue. So we have to force the conversations to make sure that that's not happening. And it's not just that. There's another issue that's brewing. Yesterday, there was a gentleman from the City Hall that went live, and he went live about his car being illegally taken. They said it was for an investigation, and then they lied and said it wasn't for an investigation. He had video with the officer saying it was for the investigation, and it wasn't. Now, when they take a car and impound it for an investigation, the person is not supposed to be responsible to pay for that vehicle, but they told him he needed $1,900 approximately. So as he ran back and forth to Denty's, to City Hall, to the police, and doing his due diligence in terms of process, When he got down there yesterday or the day before, they actually sold his car. And that shouldn't have happened. And because he is a sovereign, like I said, he doesn't follow the constitutional rights, right? He's not following the rights as it pertains to corporate rights, which we are in the process of since 1913, since they took those rights away. And we have rights that's being disrespected. We have rights that are being disrespected in terms of me just being a constituent in my community and not being invited or participatory in whatever meetings happens that take place. You cannot do that. And we're going to start doing everything we could do to work against that. So I would like to work with you guys. Please consider.
Thank you for your comments. Any other, hold on a second, Deputy Mayor. Any other speakers? Any other anything from the council?
Well, let me clarify something. You can.
Let me do the council first, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Yes, thank you, Council President. So a couple of things. One is the young lady was here from Ivy Hill about the flooding. I'm having that situation in the East Ward where homes that have sat for 30, 40 years never flooded, and now they do flood. So I actually reached out for Council President because I saw two shiny, brand new Passaic Valley trucks parked in the parking lot in the East Ward, getting something to eat, and they were nice and clean. And so I reached out for Council President to give me a number, because as anybody knows, I'm not a big fan of Passaic Valley. Nothing against my council colleagues who sit on the, but I'm not a big fan. They contribute, and I've told the BA this, they contribute zero to the East Ward and the community and the city in general, zero. So I'm not a big fan of theirs. So that young lady, if she's still here, we can give you a number because they have the responsibility, and the onus should not be always on the city of Newark. They have a job to do as well. So if she's still here, I can give her that number. Oh, that's who I called to help me clean out some of the issues that I had in the East Ward. The responsibility should not always fall on Director Adim and his team. Passaic Valley should be held accountable as well. The second thing is October 2nd is our public safety meeting. 9 o'clock here. I'll speak to Councilman Ramos to send out the invites, but we are having a meeting October 2nd at 9 a.m. Ms. Jackson, I just want to get back to her because she had said something about a building across the street from NJ Pack that's being built. As you could see, the buildings that we voted on last week are not even up. So that part of the parcel on the riverfront wasn't included. It was a small section in the East Ward that included the buildings that are not even built. There's not a foundation up. There's nothing up. There's nothing. As you drive by McCarter Highway, you could see that building is already taking shape. So that had nothing to do with what we passed last week of the redevelopment project. It's a small triangle section of the East Ward that we utilized in the development process of building up that area. So that building has nothing to do with that, what we passed last week or last month or whatever it was. And the last thing I just want to touch on. So I inherited what was called from Councilman Amador a HES fund. And it allows me to utilize that money back in my community. One of the biggest things that I've done was the Down Bottom Farms Pop Warner football. I've given to organizations, I've given to associations, I've given to churches, I've given to schools, I've given to 70 different organizations in the East Ward and in the city. And part of that money that I inherited from Councilman Amador was because HES, back in, I don't know what year it was, 2016, 18, something like that, built a power plant in the East Ward and gave Councilman Amador a community benefit. And I inherited that community benefit. And like I said, I've given to 70 different organizations in the East Ward in the city. After 2 years of meetings, and again, the 2 years of community meetings that I hold quarterly and business roundtables that I hold quarterly, the complaints from my residents, from my business owners were the permit, I can go down the list, the permit parking, and a bunch of other issues. But one of the issues was the area surrounding the park. And so I used no taxpayer dollars, zero taxpayer dollars to pay for that fence. I said it last month at the meeting that there's no one else on this council but me who takes responsibility for that fence. I will take responsibility for that fence, but I did not use taxpayer dollars to fund that fence. I used a fund that like I said, I've given out to churches and Pop Warner and Eastside and other schools to have events, organizations up to, like I said, 70 at least, that the last report was given to me, but I did not use taxpayer dollars for that fence. I want to make sure that we're clear that it's community dollars that were used, that I used to improve the East Ward, that I use, like I said, to help out whoever needs it with funding to have an event or to do something. So I just want to make that clear. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Silva. Councilman Kelly.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to address the flooding situation that Ms. Kalita, President of the Block Association, brought to our attention. Yes, it's getting worse. You know, I'm only here 2 years, but in the 2 years that I've been here, it's getting worse. But I'm a lifelong Newarker, and it's getting worse that I've seen just being a Newarker. But when it comes to Seton Hall and when it comes to Upper Ivy Hill section, we have addressed it. I see Director Adeem talking to Ms. Kalita. So I know that they probably already spoke about some of those issues. I don't know if Director Adeem just want to come up for the record just to say certain things. But you know, we've been dealing with this every time I call. You know, he's been present. He's, you know, from pictures to reaching out to the state, to reaching out to FEMA. So it's still an issue, but it's not an issue that's going unnoticed, that's going untalked about. We've been dealing with it immensely. You know, it's a problem, and we have been dealing with it. And like I said, I see Director back there talking to Ms. Kalita. So I don't know if you want to come up, Director. Okay, I got you. He'll come up afterwards. We'll do it in the motions. Thank you.
All right, anything else? Thank you, Councilman Kelly. Anything else? Councilwoman McIver.
Thank you so much, Council President. I just wanted to address two quick things regarding public comment. One was one of the speakers was mentioning about the list of properties that are available to the city that changes quarterly. And the list has been online for quite some time, actually for years. But anybody who's interested in seeing the list of properties that are available in the city can visit our website at www.newarknewjersey.gov. And all of those properties are listed there. As mentioned by our Deputy Mayor of Economic Development, she has mentioned multiple times that the list does change quarterly as we continue to move properties off and add properties, but those are definitely there. And then lastly, I do just want to address something personally, Council President Crump. There was some statements made about how I should be in jail, getting fined. I just want to make note to the public that I have not been charged. I'm not going to jail. I have not been convicted. I'm not violating any rights. I just want to be clear about that. Folks come to the mic often to talk about their facts. And that's exactly what it is, their personal facts. And I want to just put on the record about that because we don't want people to be misinformed or given the wrong information when they come to the podium stating certain information like that. So thank you so much, Council President, for that time.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Well said. Any other speakers? I'm not sorry. Anything from the council? Councilman Council.
Yes, sir. Before Deputy Mayor comes up, after run upstairs to a tax abatement meeting, but I definitely wanted to share the excitement of having former Council President LaMonica McIver serve as Council President of this august body for her years of dedication, her work in this community since being a young girl who has worked and fought very hard for the rights of residents, people, young people, youth, women, in the city overall. and just want to thank her for all of her work, her effort. I know that there is, a process that is going to be happening on tomorrow. And, our hope is that as she does well, that we will continue to work closely with her and follow her and encourage her. But just on behalf of, our council colleagues here, all of them, those who are present and not present, we want to commend and congratulate you on your service as the council president. And we would be remiss, I know from my office, my staff, from all the South Central love that we had, we would be remiss if we did not take this moment to thank you for your service, not only as council president, but to this council body. And we just want to share that
Oh,
by giving you some flowers while you still can smell it.
oh, thank you so much, Councilman.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was sweet. Thank you, Councilman Council. I do want to say, because I'm following Councilman Council as well to a tax abatement meeting now that they've been waiting for us for about 20 minutes. I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to serve as the council president. Those know I've been serving since 2022 as the president, and has been my absolute pleasure. As the council as a whole, we've tackled many, some difficult things, matter of fact, all difficult things of getting a lot done, but a lot of progress has been made around our infrastructure abilities and progress, our affordable housing, our reimagining public safety. We've done some great work on this council, underneath my leadership with each and every one of you. And I just want to thank you, each and every one of you, for giving me the opportunity to serve as the council president. And I want to say to Council President Crump, I wish you well. Definitely here for any transitional, advice, anything that you would like to work on. And I really just wish the council underneath your leadership the most success as possible. So thank you to you all, and thank you to the administration, our amazing, fabulous clerk, Madam Daniels, as well as the residents who come and visit us each and every meeting here, and those who don't come all the time, but to you as well for your support and, your willingness to show up with us each and every time. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Roundtree.
Yes. So I was talking to City Clerk, Council Woman McIver. I've got to get used to that. To actually do a presentation. And I was instructed to just wait, because we got some great things for you. We really do. You're going to be missed, your courage, your outspokenness, being a woman that would stand firm in spite of the adversities and against the odds. This is not an easy seat. These seats are not easy. They're not for the faint at heart. And you've shown that you did not have a weak heart in spite of whatever came our way. So I too am congratulating you on your future and thanking you for the sisterhood that you've shown me for the little bit of time that I've been here. I don't know what my future holds, only God does. But I'm praying for a great future for you on the new journey that you're about to embark upon. And in spite of everyone's personal opinion, my personal opinion is that I love you and I thank you for all that you've done and all the love that you've shown me as a sister, not just here as a colleague, but outside of these chambers. So I wish you nothing but the best. And it's not over, because I'm going to see you again, even when you get to Washington. God bless you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Councilman Kelly.
We got to let her get to this tax abatement meeting, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being straight up with me, right? You gave me a perspective of these council chambers and I'll say approaches, and I thank you for that, because I probably would have been a little outside of myself, you know what I mean? So I just want to thank you for helping me streamline my approaches to different things. It really helped me mentally, you know what I mean? So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Silva.
Yes, Council President or ex-Council President, Our relationship started when I worked with Newark Police, and I always know how hard you fought for the people. I was present, I was there, always walking the area or attending meetings, so I know how strong you were of an advocate for your community. I was a witness to that, and I just want to wish you the best success for you and your family going forward.
Thank you, Councilman Silva. I really said, I think I was premature last week when I said my thank yous, but I concur again with everything that everybody said. God bless you, Godspeed. We are always here for you, and we will always be there. And thank you for all that you've done in your service to our great city, and will continue to do.
Thank you, Councilman Crum.
All right. Should have some music as you walk away off today.
Don't walk away yet. Don't walk yet.
Let's wrap up the meeting to the administration, and we have Deputy Mayor Rahman Mohammed.
I just wanted to clear a few things up, but I wanted to say something about LaMonica, but let me clear the two things up first. One, all the kids in the summer program have been paid. If you have not been paid, then we still have some checks and pay cards at the BA's office that we've been calling kids so that they can come pick up their checks and their pay cards. We will be calling them because we're closing out the program. So until those cards are picked up, we will be reaching out to kids to pick them up. So Donna, if there is a child, they may be waiting in the BA office. We have not, I want to be clear because I don't want this to go out there in the world. No person, this is WIOA funds, and it would be a federal offense to do this. There are no WIOA funds in the summer program spent on sanitation workers. I want to be very clear. There may have been some kids assigned in sanitation. I want to be clear, no federal money goes to be spent to pay sanitation workers that work for the city. But I really wanted to say something to my sister, man, my little sister, who I've always admired from the day that I met her. And, it's crazy because I got a son her age. And, I call her my little sister, but I'm old enough to be her dad. And the crazy thing is, man, it sometimes makes me feel so proud to see what she's grown into over the years, because I knew there was something special about her from the day that I met her. And I just want to say that you did a wonderful job as a Central Ward council person. You did a wonderful job as the council president. It's no secret how I feel about you. I'm probably I ain't gonna say I'm be the last because I know you got a husband, but I'll be the next to the last person that got your back, and you already know that. Despite of what's said, I think you've taken everything, in context, and I think you've been mature enough to handle the situations, even the negativity has come your way. You stood your ground, you held your head, and you held this council meeting down in a way that I hope that the current council president, Larry Crum, which I congratulate you on, my brother, I hope you follow in those footsteps because I think you did a wonderful job as a council president. And I know going to Congress, you're gonna rock it. I can't wait. I'll be in a nursing home when you're running for president. See you. Congrats, my sister.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Anything else from the administration? We got Director Adeem coming up. All right. Director. Ms. Jackson, hold on a second. I hear you, Ms. Jackson, but hold on. Ms. Jackson, please. Ms. Jackson, we're almost finished with the meeting, Ms. Jackson, and we can have all the conversation you want. All right, thank you. Director.
Council President, council
Yeah.
members. Yes, just to talk about the city and the flooding and sewer system. Even up in the West Ward, that project hasn't ended. It's still in the feasibility stage, right? We are awarded money from the state and the FEMA to do some work up there. People think we finished because we're not out there. However, I just want to remind everybody during heavy rain events, everywhere floods, not just the city of Newark. Areas flood that haven't been flooded in decades. Parkway was flooded, 78 was flooded, 22 was flooded, 21 was flooded 3 weeks ago. High intensity rain events. However, the work that this administration has done over the last 10 years on the sewer system, within 20 to 25 minutes after the rain stops, the water goes away. We do have enough equipment. We got 8 pieces of new equipment at the water department that goes out and clean the sewers. right? We do it, and it's not the sewer needed clean. The sewer needed cleaning, that means after the rain, the water wouldn't go away. I mean, it'd still be blocked. So we spent over $100 million in cleaning, relining, and installing new stormwater sewer lines and sanitary sewer lines throughout the city. And the developers, as they bring new projects in, we're making sure that they put in new sewer and water lines that has to meet and fit their project. Just wanted to express that.
Thank you, Director. Anything else from the council? The three of us left? All right, thank you, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow evening at 6:30.